This was a great day. This was the first day that I became a New York Times bestselling author. In this video, I'm going to share with you the 4 biggest mistakes that new authors make. Recently, I was hosting one of my private brand mastery events, and one of my clients was there, and we were talking about how to sell a lot of books. And she asked this question. She said, "Rory, why don't publishers know more of this type of information that you're teaching?" And my response was, because it's not their job. Publishers don't sell books, they make them. And that is the first mistake, the mental mistake that new authors make, is they think that the publishers are going to sell their book. They are not. Writers write, editors edit, publishers publish, distributors distribute, retailers retail, and nobody actually sells the book, which means that rolls around to you. It's your book, your message, your career. You have to get out there and sell. That leads me to the second mistake that new authors make, which is that they write the book before they build the audience. That's the wrong order. That's doing the right things, but in the wrong sequence. Many new authors are so excited about writing their book, but then they don't have an audience to sell it to. This is a major misconception. Authors think, I'll write a great book, everyone will read it, they'll start sharing it, and then all of a sudden it'll take off like Harry Potter. That is not how it happens. The way that it works is you have to build the audience for the book first. Now, if you want to go ahead and write a book, fine. By all means, do it. If you have a book inside of you and you just want to get it out, make it happen, you'll feel better. But that first book you usually write is for you. If you want to become a best-selling author, you have to build the audience for the book before you write the book. Otherwise, you don't have anyone to sell it to. The third mistake that authors make is they think that the quality of the book determines the long tail sales of the book. That's not actually true. The long tail success of a book has less to do with the quality of the writing and more to do with the consistency of the promotion. This is something that we have had to learn the hard way, as we have seen so many great books that sit on shelves, so many great manuscripts that never spread far and wide. Meanwhile, if you look at the bestseller lists, in some cases, not in all cases, but in some cases, there are mediocre books that sell really, really well. And it's usually because the person writing the book has a huge platform. They have access to a lot of people. One of my favorite examples of this was when Kim Kardashian published a book of her second-rate selfies. These were selfies that weren't good enough to make it on her actual Instagram profile, and she sold thousands and thousands of copies of this book. Well, that's because she's Kim Kardashian. And it speaks to what we were saying earlier. You have to build the audience before you build the book. And it's all about the consistency of the promotion. So if you want your book to be read, you have to tell people that it exists. That takes us to mistake number 4. Mistake number 4 that new authors make is they believe that they should be discovered. They believe that someone else should find them. They believe that their art and their work is so good that they shouldn't have to promote it. I promise you, this is a major mistake, especially in a world today when everybody is competing for attention. The way you actually want to think about this, if you're going to be a best-selling author, is you have to realize that marketing is art. Marketing is part of your art. There is the art of creating your art, and then there is the art of telling people about your art. And the art of telling people about your art is as important, if not more important, than the art of making your art. I'm not saying that I like that. I'm not saying that I'm happy that it's that way. I'm saying that's how it is. If you want people to find your art, then you better fall in love with the art of telling people about your art. These 4 mental mistakes are what every new author makes, and until you get these right, until you flip these 4 switches in your brain, you're never going to become a bestseller.